Hey guys, alright, today's video will be about this next upcoming winter storm for the Northeast and portions of New England, particularly coastal southern New England, that will occur on Sunday. And in fact, just recently, in fact within the last 5-10 minutes, winter storm watches have just been issued for the New York City tri-state area along the southern Connecticut coast, Long Island, up through Boston even, I believe. Let's check this area out real quick. Yeah, up through to just about south of Boston, including the Cape. So today's video, again, will be about this winter storm that definitely does look to occur. And in fact, let's zoom in on the New York City area, because, again, winter storm watches have just been issued for that area, including all of southern Connecticut, particularly for southern Fairfield, New Haven counties, and then all of New London County and Middlesex County. So, again, this is for Sunday, and in fact, let's look at the winter weather potential here. Again, the winter storm watch actually is in effect for the New York City tri-state area, and it's the area that I live in. In fact, it's for between 5 to 7 inches possible, heavy snow with potential of 5 to 7 inches possible. Here's the low end. Well, here's the expected snowfall as of right now for 2 inches, according to the NWS New York, but the high end is 4 inches. I'm leaning more towards this occurring for the New York City tri-state area, to be honest, because most forecasts are showing generally that this area looks to see between 3 to 6 inches of snowfall. So I think 4 inches is more likely to occur than just 2 inches. And then low end, if it really busts, we won't get anything. But again, I truly think that we'll see between 3 and 6 inches of snowfall for this area in the New York City area. Now, let's check out what the models are saying. I'm going to show you the GFS model, and then as well I'll show you the European model, I'll show you the Canadian model, and then I'll show you the NAM and RDPS models, because why not get some input from those models. Alright, so we're starting off with the GFS model, and let's move this forward in time. And you can see we move towards, again, Sunday. There's the storm taking shape there. It starts off and brings pretty cold air. Again, this is actually going to be accompanied along with a very cold Arctic outbreak. In fact, this is going to be actually the coldest air of this whole winter season, bringing negatives for highs and lows for the upper plains, northern Midwest, and the Midwest, and even portions of the Great Lakes. And in fact, we'll also bring quite cold air even as far south as Texas, all the way through the northeast New England, especially after this storm occurs. So you can see there's that storm taking shape, but pretty classic, in fact, Miller A nor'easter kind of track, bringing snowfall all the way to the coast there of the Mid-Atlantic, including D.C., Baltimore there. So again, pretty interesting there. And then we continue to move it forward. In fact, let me zoom this in to the northeast so we get a better, closer view of the system. And let's bring this out to about there. And then now let's continue. Or this is actually too far. There it is. Let's bring this forward. And again, there's that storm taking shape, bringing the snowfall there to a lot of Virginia, and even all the way towards the coast of portions of northern Virginia, including Washington, D.C. and Baltimore in the snow. Philadelphia is getting in the snow. All of Maryland and Delaware and southern Jersey. Even southern Jersey is in the snow there for the system, according to the GFS model. Very interesting. And then we continue to move this forward in time. This is by now 7 to 8 in the morning on Sunday, so snow has now started again for southern Connecticut, the New York City tri-state area. All of New Jersey's in the snow, Long Island's in the snow. All of Pennsylvania is being affected by snow from this system, and this system actually looks to be a pretty strong system as well. At this point, it's a 998 millibar low pressure system. It's bringing moderate to heavy snow there from Rhode Island, southeastern Massachusetts, through Rhode Island, through Connecticut, down through the New York City tri-state area, and then down all the way through southern Jersey, bringing heavy snowfall rates, in fact, for southern Jersey, of upwards of potentially 2 or 3 inch per hour rates, which is quite interesting. And then it starts moving to the northeast, 995 millibars, starting to pull away from the New York City tri-state area, but bringing very heavy snowfall, according to the GFS model, all the way to the Cape, which is not something you see every day. So that's very interesting, and then it moves out by the time we get through the rest of Sunday and through Monday. Now let's show you what the snowfall totals are being shown by the GFS model for this system. And here we go. You can see the GFS model for the New York City tri-state area generally shows a decent 5-6 inches for downtown New York City. Long Island, 5 or so inches. Even further out, eastern Long Island gets towards 7 inches. The Cape looks to see the bullseye, according to the GFS model, of around a foot of snowfall, which is, honestly quite good for that area. Boston sees around 5 inches. Southern Connecticut, southwestern Connecticut sees, according to the GFS model, 3-4 inches of snowfall. So decent amounts of snowfall. Eastern Connecticut especially sees higher snowfall, 5-6, maybe even 7 inches in spots. Northern Connecticut looks to see around 3 to maybe 4 inches in spots. So pretty decent snowstorm. New Jersey, especially central and southern New Jersey, even along the coast, could see up to 8-10 inches of snowfall even in spots. So pretty decent snowmaker for them, which in fact southern Jersey, especially like the Cape May area, very southern New Jersey, doesn't typically see like that much of a snowfall from a snowstorm all too often. DC and Baltimore look to see around, again, 5 or so inches. That seems to be a common theme throughout all of these big cities on the 95 corridor. From DC through Boston generally looks to see 5 or 6 inches of snowfall. So that's that'll disrupt some things. So you definitely want to take it slow on the roads if 5 to 6 inches of snow falls, especially if that falls in pretty much all of these big city areas. You really want to take it slow driving and just being out on the roads, because 5-6 inches can definitely make the roads pretty slippery and pretty dangerous to be on. So again, if that does occur, please make sure you are careful. Even when it does snow and it does accumulate in any amount, you definitely have to remember to take it slow, take it very careful being on the roads. So again, this is what the GFS model shows. Now let's show you what the European model shows. Let's change this back to precipitation and rate. All right. So here is the European model. And we move this forward in time. We go towards now Sunday, and that is not what I want to do. Here's the system. It's moving up again from the south, bringing snow to, again, Virginia up through DC, Baltimore, Philadelphia. New York City's starting to get in on the snow by this time. It's 7 to 8 in the morning. And then brings pretty heavy snowfall rates. Here's that low pressure center again, 993 millibars. So this low pressure center, again, kind of like Orlena's pressure when it became the nor'easter this past weekend. Kind of similar type of potential intensity to Orlena somewhat. So it's very interesting. We're bringing pretty heavy snowfall rates by this frame. This is by 1 to 2 p.m. on Sunday. Bringing pretty heavy snowfall rates in towards New York City, the tri-state area, Long Island, southern Connecticut, southern Rhode Island. And then we continue to move this forward in time. And it starts pulling away. It pulls away from New York City tri-state area. Again, this is by 7 to 8 p.m. But it's still bringing leftover snow showers and lighter snow to the Boston and Cape areas, and then it'll really move out of New England by then, after that point. Now, let's show you what the European model is showing for snowfall, what it's thinking for snowfall. Here we go. It's showing, again, let's see, DC, Baltimore, generally 4-5 inches. Philadelphia, 5 inches. New York City, 4, maybe 5 inches in spots. Long Island, again, 4-5 inches, especially eastern Long Island, 6 to 7 inches. Southwestern Connecticut looks to see around 3-4 inches, to eastern Connecticut seeing as high as 5 inches. Rhode Island, especially southern Rhode Island, looks to see as high as maybe 7 inches, 6-7 inches of snowfall. Particularly very southeastern Massachusetts towards the Cape, as I said, looks to see the bullseye. The European model showing potentially up towards 10 inches, so maybe up towards, again, double-digit snowfall, kind of like what the GFS was showing. Boston looks to see around 3 to 4 inches. So the snowfall outlooks from these models are pretty accurate, in some pretty decent agreement at this point, which is good. For sure. Now let's show you the CMC model and show you what the CMC model, the Canadian model, is showing for this system. And that is not what I want. Here we go. Move this forward in time. Get rid of this ad. This is really pissing me off. Here we go. Here's the system. This is by, again, 1 to 2 p.m. Bringing heavy snowfall, 994 millibar low pressure system. Bringing heavy snowfall from the New York City tri-state area all the way down through New Jersey, Philadelphia, Baltimore to D.C. So, pretty much all the cities on the 95 corridor could be seeing some pretty decent snowfall rates from the system even as well. And then it shows 987 millibar low pressure system just to the southeast of the Cape of Massachusetts, bringing heavy snowfall rates again to those areas of the Cape. And then as the system moves away, it starts to bring lighter snowfall towards New York City, the tri-state area of New York City, and then pulls away from New England after that point, getting towards later Sunday. Now let's show you what the CMC model is thinking for snowfall totals. And again, similar to the GFS, especially shows around a foot, maybe a little more than a foot of snowfall there, getting even maybe close towards a foot and a half of snow in spots in the Cape Cod area, which is quite interesting. And then Boston shows 5 to 7 inches generally. The Connecticut coastline looks to see, according to the CMC model, definitely the most bullish for coastal Connecticut, especially shows around generally 6 to 7, 8 inches. Northern Connecticut generally 3 to 4 or 5 inches or so. The New York City area looks to see 7 inches, while all of Long Island looks to see around 8, 9 to maybe even double digits towards the eastern end of Long Island. Central to southern New Jersey looks to see pretty heavy snowfall amounts towards maybe that foot mark, and especially portions of southern New Jersey. Philadelphia looks to see around 8 inches. Baltimore looks to see around 8 inches. D.C. also looks to see around 8 inches. So, again, another somewhat substantial snowfall maker this upcoming Sunday for the same regions that were pounded very hard by Winter Storm Orlena this past Sunday. So, kind of like deja vu in a sense, getting another system exactly a week after another snowfall, pretty decent snowfall maker after another very decent snowfall maker. Just unbelievable. Winter Storm Orlena brought 3 feet of snow there to northwestern New Jersey, eastern Pennsylvania. That was very unexpected, very insane to see. But again, this system looks to be, of course, a much lighter snowfall producer, but still will bring some decent snowfall amounts to still bring disruptions to people going out on the roads potentially after this system, especially as you go into work starting Monday into the following week, into the new work week. So again, please make sure you're careful, especially if you're expecting snow. Even if, by the way, especially for the New York City tri-state area, even though you're expecting snow from the system during the day Sunday, not even during the night, just during the day Sunday, throughout the day Sunday, you have to keep in mind that overnight Sunday, the temperatures are going to drop to well below freezing, even into the teens in some spots, pretty widespread in fact. And that will really keep that fresh snow on the ground and won't let it really melt or anything. So that could definitely spell some pretty decent trouble spots and slippery conditions for the following morning. So you want to keep that in mind as you move forward into the new work week after the system passes through. All right, now let's show you what the NAM model is showing. I'll show you the NAM and RDPS models just for kind of more of the fun of it than anything else. But it's nice to get other models' opinions. So here we go. Here's the NAM model, and we move towards Sunday. And here we go. The system starts moving in from the south. There it is. And again, quite similar to what the GFS European and CMC models were all showing at this point. Snowfall going on pretty widespread for Virginia, Washington, D.C., Baltimore, getting towards Philadelphia, moving into southern Pennsylvania. So again, pretty interesting how similar kind of the outlook is. And then this is now by... again, 7 to 8 in the morning on Sunday. Snowfall started there for the New York City tri-state area, moving into Connecticut. And then we continue to move this forward. Brings pretty decently heavy snowfall towards, again, Philadelphia, D.C., Baltimore, all the way through New York City, all of Connecticut, Rhode Island. It's approaching southeastern Massachusetts and Boston. And then there it is, 994 millibar low pressure center there. So, not exactly a particularly strong low pressure center, but a decently well-formed system, a decently strong system, but definitely nowhere near as strong as Orlena was, but still, so it's getting there. But again, this is by 1 to 2 p.m. on Sunday, again, still bringing heavy snowfall rates towards Philadelphia, the New York City tri-state area, all of New Jersey, all of Connecticut, Long Island, all of Rhode Island, all of Massachusetts, even all of Vermont and most of New Hampshire as well is getting snow from this system. And then we continue to track this, 992 millibars, and the snow's starting to leave the New York City area, and then it starts finally leaving the whole area of New England by the time we get through all of Sunday and through most of Monday. Now, let's show you what the NAM model is showing for snow accumulations, and paints a pretty decent swath of quite heavy snowfall. Wow. Definitely the most bullish. The NAM is for sure the most bullish. Definitely agrees with the GFS European and CMC models on the fact that the Cape Cod area, the Cape of Massachusetts, looks to see the bullseye of the snowfall potentially of around a foot, maybe a bit upwards of a foot. But it shows Boston, I should say Boston, not Baltimore. Boston at 10 inches, Providence at 9 inches, Hartford at 9 inches. Most of Connecticut, in fact, upwards of 6 inches, so that's interesting. New York City, the New York City tri-state area, 8 inches. Most northern New Jersey looks to see upwards of 6 inches. Long Island looks to see 8, 9, 10 inches maybe as well. Central, pretty much all of New Jersey, in fact, looks to see above 6 inches, and in fact gets towards 10 inches maybe in spots. Philadelphia again as well towards 10 inches. Baltimore around 10, 11 inches. Even DC, NAM showing 10 inches. So definitely the most bullish out of the models that I've shown so far. I don't know if exactly that much snow will fall in this wide of an area through all of the major cities along the I-95 corridor, but again, the kind of general scope of snowfall for those big cities is that you'll see definitely probably above 3 inches, but probably no more than 6 or 7 inches, but still a decent amount that will cause some trouble on the roads if you're out on the roads. So again, definitely want to be cautious even with this system, even with the much lighter amounts that the system will likely drop in most areas. Now let's show you what the RDPS model is showing. And the RDPS model is another Canadian model. So, again, it's not one of the better models, but we use it just to kind of get a better scope of things, just get more views of what systems could do. And again, here's by 7 to 8 in the morning, according to the RDPS model again as well. Just like all the other models that I've shown you thus far, again, by 7 to 8 in the morning. Actually, this kind of delays it a bit towards New York City, shows it towards Washington, D.C., Baltimore, Philly by this time, and doesn't show the snow reaching the New York City area until around, a bit later towards, noon. But again, snow starting towards noon, according to the RDPS model for the New York City and Connecticut areas. 992 millibar low pressure center, bringing heavier snowfall rates from Connecticut down through the New York City tri-state area, down through central New Jersey, through Philadelphia, down towards Baltimore, and as well potentially including Washington, D.C. We move this forward again, very heavy snowfall rates being shown by the RDPS model from the Cape all the way through Connecticut, Rhode Island, including Boston, Long Island towards the New York City area, and even down through central New Jersey through the Delmarva. We continue to move this forward. Very heavy snowfall rates being shown by the RDPS model for the Cape there. This is by 7 to 8 p.m. And you can see the RDPS model is in fact showing the system kind of lasting a bit later into the evening for the New York City area. But again, by the time we get kind of towards overnight Sunday, the New York City area in particular should be out of the snow. But again, Sunday night the temperatures will really drop in most areas, even in the New York City tri-state area. So you're gonna really want to have to watch that. Southeastern Massachusetts, the Cape especially, again, like all the other models I've been showing you, bullseye for the Cape of upwards of a foot potentially. Boston being shown at around 9 inches. Providence being shown at around 9 inches. Hartford around 6 inches. Southwestern Connecticut generally 6 inches. Southeastern Connecticut generally 9 inches, maybe 10 inches in spots there. The New York City area 8 inches, and then as you get along Long Island, double digits to around a foot maybe in central Long Island, and generally double digits, 10 and 11 inches for eastern Long Island. Down through central New Jersey, generally up towards 10 inches. Philadelphia around 8 inches. Down towards Baltimore, Down towards Baltimore, 7 inches. DC around 7 inches as well. Delmarva looks to see pretty decent snowfall totals according to the RDPS model. So again, this snowstorm that's going to again impact most of these areas Sunday, mostly Sunday for most of these areas, and again, as well as I said, winter storm watch is in effect for a lot of these areas, particularly for Sunday. The New York City tri-state area has just newly been put under a winter storm watch, as well as all of southern Connecticut, all of especially no, in fact, all of coastal Connecticut and portions of southern Connecticut. Long Island as well has been put under a winter storm watch. Rhode Island and southeastern Massachusetts, just south of Boston, just to the southeast of Boston, has also just newly been put under a winter storm watch just about, I'd say, 25 minutes ago. So, again, this system will impact most of these areas Sunday, bring a general, I'd say, 3 to 7 inches for most of these areas. More towards the Cape, you'll likely see a foot, maybe a bit more than a foot is more likely for you guys there. So you guys will likely be the jackpot zone, it seems, for this system, which is very interesting because you don't see that too often. But again, even the major cities along the 95 corridor, where most of the people live here in the Northeast of New England, will likely see pretty light to moderate amounts of snowfall. Maybe some spots picking up heavy snowfall totals of 5-6 inches, above 5 or 6 inches maybe. But again, this snowstorm is nowhere near as going to be impactful as Orlena was this past Sunday, but this system will still bring some problems to people traveling on the roads going into Monday, into the beginning of the new work week this week. So again, you want to take it slow and take it easy, have a good bit of caution being out on the roads going into the new work week as you have to work, because again, Sunday night, once the snow has fallen for most of these areas, the temperatures again are going to drop off into the teens and 20s for most of these areas, and so that's going to again keep that snow on the ground and won't let it melt or anything. It will make the roads even more potentially even more slippery, and so again, that will really allow people to just not be as just have people be much safer being out on the road. Just a lot of people just being out on the roads going into Monday after this system, after most of the snowfall has fallen Sunday for a lot of these areas, especially Washington D.C. through the New York City tri-state area. You'll want to going into Monday, but particularly I think actually more for Philadelphia, New York City tri-state area, particularly going to Monday morning, you'll really want to be careful traveling on the roads after potentially a decent amount of snowfall has accumulated and fallen, with how cold the temperatures will be Sunday night into Monday morning. So again, really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure if you are impacted by the system and you do need to go out on the roads and travel Monday morning to go to work potentially or anything, please make sure you take it safely and have a lot of caution being out on the roads, because definitely a lot of accidents could occur. So again, really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please consider liking the video down below. Comment down below what you guys think about this system. I'll make one last video about the system tomorrow, and then Sunday and Monday I'll move over to start making videos maybe for that potential Tuesday system. But probably moving into this new upcoming week, I'll probably more focus on the potential of a system on Friday, which as of right now is still pretty far out, so we don't really know what will happen with that system Friday. But if it does, as we do get closer towards the beginning of this new week, and the system is still there, still has potential to occur, I will start making more videos on that. So again, look out for that. Make sure if you're subscribed to my channel, by the way, make sure those notifications are on for my channel, so you get daily updates for more updates on this system and future systems in the more future systems in the future, including potentially that Friday system towards the end of the work week this upcoming week. So again, really hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing. If you liked these videos, like this kind of weather content, please consider subscribing down below. And again, please consider liking the video, comment down below what you guys think about this system, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.